What's up, guys? So let me see if I can turn to Wi-Fi right now. Oh, I'm on Wi-Fi. Awesome. Oh my God, I'm just feeling so blissed out right now. And it's funny because it was after a coaching session I had with a group that I have going on, permission granted. It's our last session. So last time I'm running my groups in that way, but we just did this really, really beautiful, powerful process. And it just reminded me, I mean, I was crying in it. I was leading the process, right? I'm leading the group, but I was crying during it because it was just so beautiful and profound. But I want to share this with you guys because look, hi Laura, hi Samaria, hi Victoria, hi Jillian. So guys, there's so much to share because I have been going through a sacred pause. As you guys know, I'm leaving for Bali tonight. I'm here in LA in my room. And I'm leaving for Bali for 2 weeks to do a really intensive 100-hour meditation training. And I just feel like I'm being called to you guys, I raised my rates. I changed the way I'm delivering my programs. My groups are going digital. A lot of things are changing because I realized that I needed different boundaries to become really to birth the woman that I'm becoming. And it's been a really interesting process of letting go and shedding and shifting. But that's not the point of this. The point of this is that, look, we sell some things on the internet. I sell things on the internet. Hello. But we think that people want 6-figure strategies, 7-figure strategies. Hell, I think I want that sometimes too. And while I am so open and available to having millions and millions of dollars because I love all of the refined and beautiful things in life. And I just got my Gene Keys profile last night. You guys familiar with Gene Keys? And I have not gotten able to go into the book and dive into the keys, but one of my top things was that I love to live in the moment. I love to feel all the good things, right? That's really important for me. Where some people, I'm gonna post you guys up right here. Can you guys hear me okay? If I'm like this, can you guys hear me? Can somebody tell me? Can you hear? I don't know if it's blocking the sound. Okay, so when I was reading this, it was I really love to be in the moment and I love to feel all the things. And that I used to judge that as a bad thing because there's people out in the world that want to save up for retirement and all the things. And I'm just I want to be in the now and the pleasure. And we just had this session where we went through 4 sequences of different breath work. We did 2 kinds of different breath work. And then we were doing these holding patterns, and then we did this return to innocence, return to love, process. And oh my God, I was crying, and I could just see everyone's face in this beautiful radiant light, and I guided them into a place to do that for themselves. And when we got off of the call, everyone's faces were so glowy. Everyone's faces were so shiny and radiant, and I was just this is who you are. This is who you are, right? And we think we want the relationship. We need the relationship right now. We need this kind of money right now. We need that car. We need those things. And I'm all about those things. Don't get me wrong. But we have to. Sasha Coe was on that call. Wasn't that beautiful? I was just sharing how beautiful and just heart-opening it was, right? But the reason I'm sharing this is because I want to remind you that when you're out there on this quest to live your best life, are you looking for the right things? Now, I have a feeling, I have this thing that I just know, there's this deep knowing. This year, when I was planning on what do I want to do to grow and to evolve, that I decided not to join a business mastermind. And it was because I know that what life needs right now is not me to invest $50,000 in getting more strategy. That life needs me to go deeper into healing and returning to love so that I can bring that to other people. But here's the thing. Here's the twist. Women on a mission to live their best life, because I know that women that are living their best life are going to impact the lives of everyone. If we look at this planet, it is a major imbalance of lacking women and nurturing and caring. There are women right now that are acting like they don't care about the children that are suffering with no food. There's women on this planet right now acting like they don't care about what's happening on the border. There's women that are doing these things that are so out of alignment with what it is to be a woman in her power. And that's why I work with women on a mission. It could be a woman on a mission to open a nonprofit. It could be a woman on a mission to shine her light everywhere she goes. It could be a woman on a mission to make multiple $1 million a year so that she can give back so much. I'm about all of those things, all of the above, right? I see some of you ladies are with me, right? So if you're a woman on a mission, drop me an emoji or something. I just want to know who I'm with and who I'm actually creating something that's going to be a free business, like amplify your business thing, a 5-day something. It's still in the works, but I know Bali is going to be a place where I really refine it and birth it. But it's going to be something to bring women back to love so that they can lead from this like illuminated place, a different place. Because there's so much of what is the same on the internet, because there's people out there looking for something that is solid, like a recipe. And I see all of you ladies. I love it. I love it. And I see a lot of you online showing up too. So I've been knowing about you anyway, as it is. But I always say that like the world doesn't need your marketing strategy. They need your humanness. But they also need your highest form of humanness, right? So let's think about what the highest form of humanness is, guys. I have the low parts of me too. I have the parts of me that want to say, you know, like, fuck off when someone cuts me off, right? Or like, I have the parts of me that get so scared when, like in the email that I wrote last night. Did you guys read my email? For all of you guys that are on my email list, I wrote an email about, is my life falling apart? Like, because what it feels like when life is asking you to slow down is you're like, whoa. And I know the feeling now, but I used to think like, oh my God, my life is falling apart. I'm going to lose my mojo. Like everything is going to be off forever. Because I would have this innate feeling to slow down, to not show up, right? And in that feeling, what's happening, what I realize now is that it's always an internal upgrade. And that in these moments of internal upgrades, just like a caterpillar that needs to shift, you've got to slow down. You've got to stop. You've got to just totally stop. Because you can't keep doing things the way that you've been doing them, right? But fear will come up. Things will come up. And we can't be in fear and love at the same time. It does not work that way, right? And where you are in one space, you're bringing it everywhere, right? So I want you to notice, like, are you operating out of fear or love when it comes to your business, right? Christy, you said me right now. Which part? And if you guys have any questions about this, please ask them. I'm happy to answer them right now. I'm just sitting in my hotel room. I'm going to get ready to go to the beach in a little bit and then do all the things. But before I do that, I really want to be here for you today to answer any questions, and while I'm on the live stream, of course. But you can't be in fear and love at the same time. And if you really start to dissect it, and guys, this is what I do with my clients, is we really start to refine and to go beneath the layers of where you're showing up in fear. You may not even know, because fear is like this insidious energy that infiltrates everything, right? You feel it in your belly, you feel it in your chest, you feel it in your throat. You don't feel safe. And when you don't feel safe, you can't lead from love, because love is absolute safety and unconditional. It's a feeling of just expanding and good and knowing that you're not in this alone. But when we're giving too much attention outward, right? We have been looking outward. We forget to look inward. We forget to recognize who we are. We forget how powerful we are. And in this process that I led the ladies through, I led them to walk towards this light version of themselves. I mean, like the most radiant, magnetic I was crying from it. I had tears from their beauty and from all of that. And when I did that, what I recognized is like how we came out of the meditation and what they look like. So I just wish for all of you guys to return to love in this way, because it transforms everything. Let's see. Samaria says, yes, operating out of fear in my business. You know, when we find that we're there in business, we're there in other places, right? It goes deeper in other things. So all we can do is, rather than trying to find what's wrong with us, don't look for, oh my God, I'm being bad right now. I'm being wrong. I'm operating out of fear. That only compounds the fear. It's like taking the fear, shaking it up, and making it more, prevalent and alive. Like, let's not do that. Let's see it and pour love onto it, right? And recognize that there's something there. Christy says needing to slow to a stop. Yes. And sometimes it's you. So when we're in fear, we will not allow ourselves to slow and stop. And what happens is we'll have a breakdown. You will have a freaking breakdown. When it came to, for me, in January, right around New Year's, if you guys are on my email list, you saw I sent out an email that was like, this is the first email I'm ever sending. It was the first email. Now I'm sending more of my own emails. You could tell when the email's from me. Sometimes I'm like, we're sharing podcasts and things like that, and that's my team, because otherwise I can't do all those things. But what happens is, if we're not trusting, we will not slow down. But we cannot have the full upgrade if we don't allow ourselves to trust and slow down. We cannot fully upgrade while simultaneously keeping our hands on keeping the container of all that was safe. So just take in that visual. There's a container that is your life. It's your operating system. It's the way that you're showing up and being right now. Perhaps it's been this way for 6 months. Perhaps it's been this way for 6 years. I don't know. But to transform this container, you must be willing to stop and sit with the container to find out what's really there. If you're not willing to sit within that container and find out what's really there, you will not be able to upgrade the container, right? Because you don't slow down enough to see where boundaries must shift. You won't slow down in a way to see that you are actually operating in fear. You won't slow down enough to see that where you thought it was self-care and self-love, you were actually operating in a way of survival. So you must be willing to take that and to see that version of yourself, because it's so beautiful to see yourself as that light, that radiance. There's a part of you that is innocent and that is not touched by anything you've ever done. And if you've read my book, you know that my book speaks on that. And if you guys haven't read my book yet, why not? Why not? Like, I'll say this because my book is not your average personal development book. It reads like a movie, but the message that's infused throughout this entire book is that there is a part of you that is innocent and infinite. And if you are willing to sit in that container and to look at all that isn't that, you can begin to sift through it. Hey, is it Rochelle? Or is it Rachel? So yes, it's going to be on Audible, because on my way back from Bali, which I am coming back on the 14th or 15th, I'm going to actually go into the studio and to record my book on Audible. Because guys, I was doing it at home, but I have to tell you that I wasn't able to do it at home, because I kept hearing like little dog claws on the hardwood floor. And even though I would like move into my closet and try to make the most soundproof thing, like some people's homes are really soundproof, my home is really open area and it's hardwood floor, so it just wasn't working. So anyway, it will be on there soon. So Natalie says, I'm so glad I'm hearing this. It confirms that I'm actually thinking on the right track. I've been trying to allow myself to slow and sit in the container. Yes. Now, another thing that we have to understand about what we see on the internet about being success, and guys, this is why I created Harmonious Hustle. Harmonious Hustle is redefining what it means to be a woman on fire, because being a woman on fire is not the constant go, 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 push, push, push. If you are a woman that is choosing to live her highest and best life, Grant Cardone is most likely not your mentor. Right? Because women, we need other things, right? Our highest and best version of ourself is someone that is in a feminine flow. Now, it doesn't mean that you're in the feminine flow and all you do is walk around on the beach and like dance in white linen cloth-like clothes and be a goddess. Maybe, but there's other versions of fierce femininity, and like you can tap into that too, right? And that's the version of the female that says, let's wake up, people. Let's be fierce with our love. Let's show up and not give up. Let's be loud. Let's be bold. Let's take a stand for things. We see that in a lot of people that are really showing up right now. Excuse me. I was talking to my friend yesterday. She's doing an event. She's emceeing for Dave Asprey, the Bulletproof brand, and she was helping him curate his event. And she said that she was like, we need more women. We need more women on here. Women are being called to step up. We do not need to sit back and try to imitate what men are doing, right? But in order to do that, we can't follow the blueprint for what men have been doing, which is a very different way of being. So for us, it's the slowing down, it's the stopping, it's the listening, it's the feeling things out. And as I was reminding the ladies on my call this morning, is that our joy and feeling good is our number one priority. It has to be. And I know that may seem weird and seem like a waste of money or illogical or not convenient, but I got to remind you that when you say yes to that, you will uplift all of us. Because, oh my gosh, when we see our sisters saying that this is important, it makes us think about the way we're doing things. When I see one of my sisters, and I'm talking about even distant sisters, people I've never met, I see them on the internet, and I just can tell by their energy, I can tell by their lightness in their heart and in their way of being that they are in joy and that they are happy. It makes me think about what I'm doing. Like, maybe I should be doing something a little bit differently. Not in a lack way, not in the something's wrong with me way, in a way of asking a question, right? So I will share this for any of you guys. I hear a lot of you that in the beginning of this were saying that I am in fear. What are you doing about it? And don't do the regular things that you learned to do 3 years ago that moved you into a higher way of being. Don't try to rationalize with what feels good for you. I was telling my friends when I got to LA, I have to tell you, I feel so much better being in LA than in Pennsylvania. And that's why I'm moving, because I do not play when it comes to where I feel good. I got to live where I feel good. My environment is everything. And I thought that moving to Pennsylvania, if I just move into a luxury apartment, that I would be like living in this environment that would serve me and suit me. But no, I need the beach. I need sunshine. I need all the things. So I need to move back to the beach of Los Angeles. But that being said, are you a warrior for your needs? Are you a warrior for your needs? And knowing that they change. What used to feel good to you and what made you feel lit up and alive and expansive maybe served your level of evolution, your 1.0. But we're on your 10.0 maybe right now. Like, where are you at now? And giving yourself full freedom to say yes to whatever that is, right? And when you do that, life aligns for you. You may think, I don't have the money for it. You may think, I don't know, I don't have the resources for that. I don't have the time for that. But there's something so magical that happens when you say yes. Like, anytime I say yes to whatever feels good, whatever it's choosing the luxe Uber versus the regular Uber because I want to be in a nice car that doesn't smell like air fresheners, or if I'm just choosing a nicer hotel option over an Airbnb to save $100, or whether I'm saying I don't know why I like this restaurant to work in versus that restaurant, but there's something in my heart that feels good about it. It's being so clear on what feels good to you and giving yourself that permission. When you do that, magic happens. So I invite you guys that are all in fear, what if you let go of that and just had an experiment with life and decided to have an experiment and to get the support? I would say definitely get the support. In the past month, I've invested in healers and all sorts of things. I can't wait for this. I don't know if I shared this with you guys. I did, or I shared it in my other thing. I can't remember where I shared it, but I'm bringing Dan, who is actually my friend Annabelle, one of my closest friends. It's her love. He does Gene Keys, and he did my profile because I'm bringing him onto the podcast, and I can't wait to share him with you guys. But guys, just investing in all these different things, having people to help you and support you is so important, because it allows you to let go of the things that are not you, right? And whatever that looks like, going to a beautiful place to get a massage is an investment in you seeing yourself differently. Because what does that mirror back to you? It mirrors back to you that I'm someone that takes care of myself. I'm someone that chooses me. I'm someone that isn't cheap with myself. Hi, Angel. Hi, Sandy. Hi, Karen. I don't know if I said hi to you yet. Hi, Lynn. So it's being really radical, but at the end of the day, just remembering that you're innocent and you deserve it. Some of you are walking around with a narrative that you did something wrong. You messed up your money. You were this way in a relationship. You were this way as a child. Maybe you were abused, and that something's wrong with you and you don't deserve it. This is my sincerest invitation to just stop that. To just stop that and to be with that. And decide to pour love into all of that. And you may not know how to do that. It's simple. We all know how to love. Like, just think of something you love. Think of a child. Think of a little puppy. Somehow it's so easy for us to love little things, fresh things, right? Because why? We see them as innocent. We see them as precious. We see them as something that needs to be protected. What about you? Why don't you see yourself like that? Right? Life changes when we see ourselves like that. So I want you to start looking at yourself like that and bringing that same love and intention and willingness to protect and to nourish and to just behold. Bring that same energy into your life and treat yourself. Hold yourself in that container. And I promise you that things start to change. I promise you that you will raise your rates. I promise you that you will start giving yourself all the little upgrades and things that you desire, because you deserve to live your best life. There's only one of you in this container living this life. And you know what? Right now, we have this full range of everything that we can feel and to focus on and to be with. So I'm just going to remind you one more time. Go back to love. If it's with your business, I don't care what you're trying to create. I will tell you this. And as I told you, I decided not to do a lot of business things yet this year. I'm doing all spiritual stuff. I'm looking at going to Egypt. I went to Agape on Sunday, and I was telling Michael Beckwith, I was thinking about going to Egypt, but it's so long. And he's like, come, you can probably go for a shorter amount of time. So I'm like, Peru is happening. Guys, if you're not coming to Peru and you really want to do some heart-opening, expansive work, and we're working with a medicine family. We're moving into all these sacred places. And as my friend Annabelle was saying, this weekend, we were talking about visiting sacred spaces. And when you go to places like Peru and you go into temples where people are going to pray all the time, it's ancient. For centuries, people have been going here to pray. They've been going here to ask for healing. They've been going here to see who they really are, to remember what nature is and what life is. When you walk into those places, it activates something within you. When we're going to Peru, we are actually going into all of these sacred places, because we're not going there as tourists. Even though we're tourists, we're going there with people that are natives, we're going there with a shaman. We're not doing ayahuasca, by the way. But we're going into all these sacred spaces, and we are doing prayers. We are asking to see our truth. We are holding hands. We are doing all the love and heart expansive things. Everyone that went to Peru last year had beautiful shifts and transformation after really amazing things, because it was just a very heart-opening experience. So that being said, I want to invite you to go to Peru if you haven't already. I know I haven't really been sharing the link as much, but it's profound. Karen says, I'm going more in depth into Buddhism. I went to awesome temples in Japan. I went to the top of the mountain where Reiki was discovered. That's amazing. That's amazing. These places bring something out in us. And that's the same thing, it's just so important. You guys have to prioritize these things in your life. If you really want transformation and you are not doing everything that you can. I wanted to make an investment in myself, and I was looking at business loans. I was looking at loans for people with bad credit. I was like, whatever I need to do to get me on the other side of this, I'm willing. And I'm willing to trust that life is going to allow me to do it. For all of you that are acting like you don't have enough, if that's the constant narrative, I don't have enough, that's all you're going to see is I don't have enough. Just recognize that now and either continue down that path or put a freaking pattern interrupt in there. You either go into the space of, I have enough, life supports me, I'm going to expand into a new way of being and have trust and to show up and bet on yourself and to bet on the higher parts of you, or continue to walk down this path of, there's not enough. Not enough, not now. I'm not worth it now. I can't have it now. And that's really what it is. This isn't trying to tell you that you're wrong or bad. I just want you to understand that these are very simple laws. These are very simple laws, and life works in laws, right? So we live in a cause and effect universe, period. So what are you doing as the cause right now? How are you living? How are you thinking? What are you seeing? And this is what I do with my clients, is I help them understand what they're waking up to. I help them understand what they're going to sleep to, what their subconscious ways of being are. But then we move into some different breathing patterns, some different movement patterns, things to shift their energy and to help us get into different parts of subconscious mind. Because here's the thing. A lot of you guys are always just in beta. Your beta brainwaves are not allowing you to access the deeper parts of you. Your beta brainwaves are not allowing you to access the wisdom and the strategy that is really going to let you grow your business and to do the things you want to do. So instead, you're operating in this kind of like limited operating system in the beta brainwaves as I described, and you are going out trying to get everything. You're looking at all the things that other people are saying on how to do it versus going into your own inner knowing, your own special secret sauce of what to say and who to be. So, return to love, do those things. And if you're interested in having the support in doing those things, then reach out to me. I'm actually doing this, guys, too. I'm going to create like a meditation leadership teacher, something, because I am in the process of trademarking my own special way of meditating, because I've just taken what I've liked and what has helped me, and I've created like a flow, and I dip in and out of it in different processes with different clients. And of course, like my private clients get something a little bit deeper, my groups get something, and then in the groups and free stuff we do something a little different. So there's all these different ways, but I'm streamlining it. And I really want to help other leaders lead from this place of being able to help people, because just going to learn how to be a life coach is not deep enough. And I don't say that in a way to like take anything away from anyone. I say it in a way, in an invitation, that I think that we need something deeper now, right? I think that we need something deeper. And if we really want to create lasting change, not just this thing that motivates you and you drop and you live behind a mask of personal development and growth, we need something deeper. We need something deeper. And there's a reason why spirituality has become really popular, and people can say it's a trend, maybe. But there are really deep teachers doing beautiful work, and we don't want to just turn away from it because we think it's trendy. We want to really look at what works for us and what doesn't. But one thing I know, my foot's falling asleep, besides that, is that there's a call to deepen. There's a call to soften. There's a call to open. And when we do that, there's going to be a lot that falls away, and it's not really comfortable. But on the other side of that, there's everything that we think that we're missing, that we're not actually missing at all. And it's always been there. It's always here for us. We just don't know how to always access it. So that's the work. All right, my friends. So if you know someone that could benefit from this video, please share it with them. Tag them, share it, because there's so many people out there waking up today thinking they're missing something, thinking that they don't have what they need to fulfill their life's purpose. And really, it's already within them. The work is in allowing it to emerge, to birthing it, to being that midwife of your potential, and to having faith when everything else is crumbling around you. That is the old way of being. To have the faith to say yes and allow it. Hi, Yolanda. Hi, Angela. Natalie, thank you. I'm glad it could help you. I'm glad it could be of service to you. So guys, I'm just sending you so much love and light. Share this with anyone that needs it. And if you are not in my Harmonious Hustle group yet, join it, because we're going to be doing the business thing over there when I announce it. The other thing is, if Peru was speaking to you, join Peru. And if you haven't joined Harmonious Hustle Live, my friends, Harmonious Hustle Live is only $250 for a whole weekend. It's a whole freaking weekend. Now, I'm doing it in a way that I'm not really going to make much money off of it, because I want the first event to be so impactful. Now, if you want to go VIP and you want to have the afternoon tea with me and the really luxurious, again, guys, I like the really refined spaces. I like all the beautiful things. If it's not your jam, that's okay, but it's mine. And what I'm doing is I'm bringing women into this environment of the Peninsula, Beverly Hills, which is my favorite place to get afternoon tea. And we're going to talk about things. We're going to talk and speak truth about our missions and about what we're creating in the world and what we're calling in. We're going to do all of that in this really beautiful, like, intimate space of only 10 of us. And then that's on Friday. And then Saturday and Sunday, we're doing a deep dive all day. And Saturday is all about healing, right? So you're going to come just like kind of like I'm dressed today, in a t-shirt, tank top, Lululemons, or whatever the hell feels good to you, because we're going to be doing some intimacy work. We're going to be doing a sound bath. We're going to be doing some sound and singing work. Basically, we are returning to love and innocence on day 1. Day 2, we're moving into what Harmonious Hustle really is. And that's owning your mission, standing in your truth, speaking what you need, and creating this beautiful new version of you. And it can happen fast when you dive deep. And that's why we're not playing up here. We're dropping in so that we can move our way out. So if you are in LA, do it. If you're not in LA, I don't care. Still do it. Make the investment in yourself. There's going to be some ladies that may want roommates. So we're going to be organizing all of those things. And there's someone, Sarah, shout out to Sarah, who's coming from Australia. We have a bunch of ladies coming from Pennsylvania. So my friends, join us. Sending you so much love. Bye, my friends.